Hey guys, welcome to Mathematical Foundations for the summer course of 2020 here at the Culinary Institute of San Antonio. I'm here, your instructor, Mr. Brandon Morgan. You can call me Mr. Morgan. That works if you're messaging me or I guess send an audio message of the sort or anything. I'm here to guide you through how our course is going to be set up. Before I go through all that, I'm up on our Moodle page. I'm just going to kind of give like a little brief introduction about myself. So I come from the University of the Incarnate Word. That's where I graduated from. I graduated with a BS in mathematics. And that's where I started my teaching career, was right after that. But while I was in school, I did a bunch of jobs. Before college, I worked in retail. During college, I worked in retail. But then while I was over at Alamo Colleges, this San Antonio College, or SAC as you may know it, I was a tutor over there, and I tutored math. I did also physics, Spanish, chemistry. I did a bunch of stuff, so I tutored a bunch of stuff. And then I went over to University of Incarnate Word, and I also tutored over there. I started with a degree in architecture at SAC, and then when I got to UIW, I was going to do meteorology. And then, things changed, and I changed it to a degree in mathematics. So once I got out of college, I tried to think about what I wanted to do. And I initially worked for Incarnate Word High School, which is the high school related to the University of the Incarnate Word. I taught Algebra 2 over there for a year, and I enjoyed it. I liked it. But I realized I kind of wanted to do something else. So I had applied, and I applied for Palo Alto College with the Alamo Colleges over on the south side of San Antonio. I got the job there in fall of 2018. And while I was over there, in the middle of that semester, I was contacted by the Culinary Institute, which I had applied for at the same time I did Palo Alto. Around October 2018, they contacted me and asked me, hey, would you like an interview for math over here? I was like, sure, because that's what I applied for. They needed a math adjunct instructor. Got the job, and I started my first class with the Culinary Institute in spring of 2019. So here we are, summer 2020. It's been about a year. I also have my own small little tutoring company called Morgan Group Tutoring. So I teach a lot, and I explain things a lot to a lot of people. So this talking and teaching people different concepts and ideas is not foreign to me. I'm used to doing it. I can handle almost anything. I've never had a student, have a dumb question or anything. I don't say anybody has a dumb question, but I always have the same teaching philosophy as I have right here. It says, teaching philosophy, do not be afraid of learning, but rather be afraid of not learning. Anyone has the potential to learn and accomplish many things with perseverance and an open mind. Evolution is adapting to change, and in order to adapt to change, we must learn. So that's how I am. I'm really patient, but you have to be open to wanting to learn and everything. I'm never, ever going to make anyone feel silly for not knowing something in this course. So don't you worry. Believe me, I've been there. I've struggled with algebra. Okay, I've gone all the way up to calculus 3 and abstract algebra, and it's numerical analysis, all these high-end classes. But at the very beginning, I kind of struggled with math in high school. But I learned to teach myself some things, and I kind of use those ideas to teach y'all. Now, also, I just got some relatable stuff, some favorite bands on there. I mean, I think that's probably changed a little bit, but those are all pretty solid bands for the most part. But I'm here, and I'm here to help y'all out with anything that you need for this semester. Unfortunately, I don't have a video recording for this. This is my screen. I will be doing a lot of my lectures this way, and I'll be recording the screen and showing y'all how to do everything through a note-taking app that I have here on my tablet. I might do a video of me here and there, but just depends. So right here, let's talk about the requirements for this course and what this course is. Mathematical Foundations is the Culinary Institute's basic math course that talks about some basic algebra concepts, and then we talk about some cooking concepts that you'll learn further into your other classes. Now, as for the math, a lot of people get scared. They're like, am I going to do factoring? Am I going to be doing parabolas and graphing all this other nonsense? No, this is a pretty basic class in the sense of we're just learning fractions, decimals, proportions. We do a little bit of algebra like solving for x or something, but after that it's a lot of cooking stuff. I kind of rearranged the curriculum. I wanted it to be able to flow better, so I actually imported this course from the New York campus, the Hyde Park one. And the way they had it organized was they had a lot of the cooking stuff first and then the algebra last. I flipped it around. I reorganized the lecture material to have the algebra stuff first, so we can, for one, knock that out of the way, and two, use some of those algebra concepts to help us talk about the cooking concepts like the proportions and solving for percentages and decimals. I'll use some of those ideas to help us solve and find answers to some of the cooking questions. So that's how the course is going to flow. It's going to we're just going to do some numbers and some very basic algebra. Then we'll move into cooking stuff like scale factors, ingredient costs, recipe costs. We're talking about yield percentages, and a lot of other stuff that you have to think about when cooking. So this course is the intro for that. You're allowed to test out of this course, so if you happen to test out of it during the semester, you get the credit for it. You'll just get credit, you won't get a grade for it. But if you need to take the course, we're here to do it. And personally, as long as you put your work in and try your hardest, ask me questions and everything, I'll be happy to help, and you'll get through this course. The preface, we have this as a preface for college algebra, because if you were to get a bachelor's degree over in the Hyde Park campus, you would need like this course, or at least a credit for this course, in order to take college algebra. Now, y'all are currently in the associate's program, or most of y'all probably are, but if you are in the bachelor's program, you will need college algebra after this. That's where we talk about the parabolas and the factoring and all that other stuff. So this one's going to be a little easier. I've always had students worry, and they really, really worry about everything, and I tell them, don't worry, I got you. All right, well, I'm going to make this as easy as possible and explain it very thoroughly. Now, this is an online learning environment, so it's a little different than being in person. I'm more of an in-person lecturer, but because of everything going on, I'm having to do it via online. But in person, I like to be very animated and point to stuff. I'll try to do my best to do that through these digital recordings. Now, let's go ahead and I'm going to browse Moodle really quick with you, and I'm also going to go show you what we call MyMathLab and then all the grading and everything. So let's first talk about the syllabus. I'm going to pull up the syllabus, and this just tells us what's expected of the course and what we're going to be using. So as you see here, the required materials, we have this textbook right here. That textbook is actually included with your MyMathLab subscription, which I'm going to tell you about here in a second. You will need MyMathLab in order to do this course, so this is the required textbook that comes with it. I'll show you how to access all of that here in a second. The book is a basic math course, talks about fractions and stuff, a lot of other stuff. We're actually doing like a hybrid of two different books in this course. Calculator. Okay, so this is an online course, so I can't really prevent you from using kitchen calculators or whatever it may be. However, for the in-person course, I allow everybody to use any calculator they want, but just no kitchen calculators, which is a calculator that would convert ounces to cups and cups to quarts for you and all this other stuff. That's essentially what it does. So it'll say, oh, how many cups are in 16 fluid ounces? Oh, that's 2 cups. That's what it does for you. So do your best. I understand it's hard to uphold academic integrity with an online environment, but do your best, or actually don't use it. And I can't say that you will or you won't use a kitchen calculator, but just don't, try learning the way you're supposed to. Any calculator works other than that, though. Moodle is our main platform. It's basically our online platform that we use to do all communication. So I'll be communicating everything through announcements and whatnot through Moodle. You can message me on Moodle or you can email me directly. MyMathLab, I'm going to go over that here in a sec. So let's talk about our quiz and final exam. Now, it says throughout the course there are quizzes. Students are allowed to use a conversion chart provided for them via Moodle as a PDF. I have that on there, and I'll show you in a second. Students may print out the conversion chart and use it for exams. The conversion chart cannot have anything else written on it. For the in-person, I always told students, bring your conversion chart. You can use it, because there's going to be some harder conversions like inches to meters or inches to centimeters, miles to kilometers. Those are American to metric units and vice versa. Those are decimals, and I don't expect y'all to memorize all of that. Now, if we scroll up, this is going to be the grade tracker. So this is how I calculate your grade. So you can see we have 4 quizzes, 1, 2, 3, 4 quizzes, a final exam, and then your MyMathLab homework. Add all these percentages up, it adds up to 100%. So your homework is 15% of your grade, your final exam is 25%, and each quiz is 15% of your grade. There's not a lot of stuff to grade in this course. In fact, this is really a short course, and I can always finish it before the semester ends, especially for this online course. Since it's online, I'll just have the quizzes open for a week, but we'll keep doing the lectures. And for an in-person course, I do the lecture and I have y'all take the quiz in person for a day, and I don't lecture anything. So essentially, our semester will end pretty early for the semester, given that I don't have to give time for quizzes and final exams. I'll go over the quizzes and how to obtain them here in a second, but we're going to go ahead and talk about MyMathLab and a bit more about everything else. So that's the syllabus. Let's go ahead and look at the MyMathLab. So MyMathLab, this is going to be your course ID you're going to need. Morgan 49391 for this course. And it's going to be your MyMathLab course ID. Here you'll have instructions on how to enroll into MyMathLab. So it's got instructions, and I'm going to show you how to use everything here in a second for MyMathLab, but feel free to read all that. I'm not going to go through it right now. Let's go ahead and go back. Okay, so go in here. I'll go through MyMathLab and how to get on it and everything here in a second. Your new conversion chart, that's I say new because I had to edit it for students. It's the conversion chart. If you click that conversion chart, it opens up a PDF, has this conversion chart that I made. I have it set to where we have a bunch of different conversions for you. Metric to US, I have all the weight stuff, then the volume, then the distance stuff. Then I have US to metric, all these and all these. And I have American unit conversions like gallons to quarts and pints and all that stuff. Here's a basic breakdown of the metric system and how to calculate different things. And here's some temperature calculations. And we're going to go through all this, and I'm going to show you how everything works later on during the semester when I make the lecture videos. So there's that conversion chart. This Google Calendar link right here, that just links to my Google Calendar, and it'll show you what I do. So this is right here. This is my email. I won't really respond to email. I just made a Gmail account so I can break down my semester. As you can see, I had like Palo Alto final exams were about a week ago. And I'm going to be putting stuff on here. I usually do for in-person classes, and I develop a timeline for what we're going to go over. You can use that. I haven't really kept it too updated, but I keep it there just in case y'all want to see my schedule. But since everything's online right now, it's a little different. So I don't actually have in-person times. So the second book that you need for this course, I don't require anybody to purchase it or anything. It's called Mathematics for the Professional Kitchen. And that's where all your kitchen math comes into play. It's where the percent yields and the food cost percentage and all that other stuff are. So this course is a hybrid of the MyMathLab textbook and the Mathematics for Professional Kitchen textbook. Best thing is that you don't have to use either textbook. I'm going to keep y'all updated through MyMathLab and just through the lecture notes. So I provided the textbook right here as a zip folder. So you can download a zip folder and it's all digital, so you don't need to buy it. so you don't have to spend any more money. Now, the lecture notes, I'll be updating that folder with our lectures as I go through them. I'll copy my lectures from the videos and I'll post them here in the lecture notes so you can see them and see what we went over. This way you don't have to rewatch the video. You can just watch and look at the notes really quickly. Recipe cost form, we'll be using that later on to calculate recipe costs. So as you go down, here's how the class is going to go. Class 1 is right now the introductions and syllabus. Class 2, 3, 4, 5. Class 5, see it says quiz 1, but I won't be actually having a class for quiz 1. I'll just keep moving on through everything. I'll have the quiz available for you throughout the entire week for you to take, and then we'll do the next thing. This is subject to change, all of this, but notice we only have like 14 classes roughly, subject to change through the semester depending on how everything goes. And just a little guide to Moodle. I'm not terribly sure what it looks like on the student point of view, but over here, as you can see, I have like a little chat bubble. You can use that to message me, and I'll get the messages directly on Moodle. But you're always free to contact me at brandon.morgan@culinary.edu. That's also my email address. So you can email me directly, or you can use this little chat bubble up here to contact me. I will respond to either or. That's really a quick preview of Moodle. You'll see over here, on yours might look a little different, but we have like a little grades tab and everything over here. I'm not terribly sure what it looks like on y'all's side, but that's where I'll input grades. That's where you can look at your grades. And you can see I have a lot of courses. Your course is right here at the very bottom that we're going to go over. So let's talk about MyMathLab. So I have MyMathLab right here on this tab. But let me pull up what it looks like on your end and what you're going to need to do. So you're going to go over to mymathlab.com. All I did was type in mymathlab.com, and it'll bring you to this page. So after this, you want to click, if you don't have a Pearson account, you want to do register now as a student. You're going to click that. And it's going to ask for your email address, course ID, and access code, credit card, or PayPal. I have incognito tab open because I have the actual MyMathLab open on the other page. So let's go ahead and do OK, register now. And then here's where it asks you for your course ID number. That's the one that you're going to write that's found on the other page. So when I go over here, see the course ID Morgan 49391. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. And let's go over here, and we're just going to type in that course ID right there. Paste it. You're going to click Continue. And it brings up all my information right over here. As you can see, summer, that's the correct one. Has a course ID taught by me. Course ends August 25th. That's when the semester ends, so that's when it ends. I already have a Pearson account, so I would sign into my Pearson account. If you don't have a Pearson account, you're going to go here, and then you're going to go ahead and create one. Now, I'm not going to walk you through that because it requires me to make a new one, and I don't need to do that. So, and I can't sign in and show you how to pay because it'll automatically log me in. But once you create your account and everything, at the very end, it's going to ask you to pay. You can either use an access code. You don't have an access code unless you purchase a textbook. So you're not going to use access code to get into MyMathLab. You'll have to buy one. And I cannot remember what the prices are currently. I think it ranges from $40 to $70. Please do not quote me on that. But it ranges based off of how long you get it for. Remember, our course only goes to August 25th. So get MyMathLab up to that date. I think they have like a, again, do not quote me. I can't remember because I haven't purchased it in a long time. I did have to purchase it when I was at college. But I think they might have like a 60 or 90-day one. And they also have like a 4 or 5 month plan. Just purchase it, whichever one gets us to that date for the end course. This way you have access to MyMathLab all semester long, and you need to have it. So you have to pay for that on top, I know, of all your tuition and everything else. And it's a bummer. I've had to pay for MyMathLab going to university all the time. I pay for my tuition at Alma colleges, and I paid for it at University of Current and I had to buy the MyMathLab software every time I had a math course. And I was just like, God, this is like an extra $70 a semester. We use it because it's a homework software that helps you and guides you, and I can see your answers, grades easily. And it's great for online because I can give the quizzes and everything online easily compared to Moodle. Moodle's kind of a pain for me to use. But the Culinary Institute requires that we use the MyMathLab. So go ahead and do that and sign in. You'll create your account, then you'll pay for it, and then it'll give you access to the course. So going to what it will look like. Let's go over to this page. Your main page will look something like this once you log in. Mine looks a little different because I have different courses from last semester that are active. But as you can see, yours would be like right here. It says Summer 20 Essay 1. That's the one. Currently, there's no one enrolled because no one has enrolled yet as of making this video. But this will show me how many people are actually enrolled. You want to get on it as quickly as possible. This way, you can have access to the homework and start getting started. So when you click it, your site might look a little different because I have a bunch of teacher controls and everything. But your course homepage is going to look like this. It's going to have like a bunch of stats and everything. And I honestly do not use this at all, the course homepage. The key one is your homework and quizzes and tests and the e-text. Let's go to the homework. So in this course, you're going to have 8 homework assignments. You have homework 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you have the orientation that goes through a bunch of questions for you. Now, notice this has like a little green flag next to it. So there's one here, there's one here, there's one here, one here, little green flag. When I click that, it should pop up. There you go. You must do the preliminary assessment before starting this assignment. That's the orientation for it. I think that might be under quizzes and tests. There it is, the preliminary assignment. The orientation thing teaches you how to use MyMathLab on the previous page. It's a preliminary assignment. You have to take this in order to access the homework assignment. Essentially what the preliminary assignment is going to be is it's going to ask you a bunch of questions that are included in all the homeworks. So what it is, it's like a big test that includes all of these homework assignment questions. It's basically to get an understanding of where you're at in terms of math and everything. So whatever you get right in the preliminary assignment, it will actually give you some credit towards all of these homework assignments, depending on what it was. So if you answer a question correctly that was in homework 4, it'll give you credit for a homework 4 problem that was related to it. So getting questions right on the preliminary exam completes some of your homework assignments. Now, I don't care if you get all the preliminary questions wrong. I do not take a grade for the preliminary assessment. You can get a 0. It doesn't affect you. You can get a 100. It doesn't affect you. The only thing is it kind of tells me where you're at. And I'm going to be honest, I really don't look at the preliminary assignments too much, but it does give you credit for some of the homework assignments. So if you do the preliminary assignment and actually work hard and get it, it'll give you credit for some of these homework problems, which means less homework for you to do. Then after you do that, the little green flags would disappear. Now I have access to this, so let's say we go to homework 1. I can skip this because I have the teacher account. After you complete it, you can go into your homework, and like homework 1 has 25 questions. I'm going to show you how to do the homework. You're going to go ahead and click one of the questions. I'm going to start with question 1. It'll give me a new pop-up window. It has rounding, estimation, fractions, and decimals. So you are free to move around and do all the different questions by clicking this little drop down right here. You can do a bunch of different questions. I'm going to go ahead and click that. I'm going to go to like question 7. Like if I just want to skip around and go to question 7. Use the principles of estimation. I could do that, or I can do something like this. There's a bunch of different questions you can skip around to. You don't need to do them in order as a thing. So let's go ahead and work out this question. This one says write an equivalent decimal. 9 over 10, that's a fraction. So I'm going to click it, and I'm going to put 0.9. Oops, not. I need the 9. There we go. Do this on a tablet, not a computer, so it's a little bit different. So 0.9 is the correct answer for that, or 0.90. And go ahead and do check answer. Well done. I get the answer right. It lets me know, and I can go to the next question. If I do next question, it'll take me to number 18 of 25. Now, hypothetically, if you wanted to do more practice on this correct question, you can click similar question in the bottom right corner. If I click similar question, it'll generate a new one, 2 divided by 5. And I can try and get that one right. Now, let's see if I get it wrong, for instance. Let's say, okay, I'm saying the answer is 0.3. Okay, so let me do that, 0.3. This tablet. 0.3, that's not the correct answer, but let's check it. It says, oh, remember that a fraction. It gives you a little help on how to solve it and what it means. So I get it wrong. It's one strike. Say I get it wrong again. I'm not going to change the answer. I'm just going to leave it the same. It'll say, hey, you're so wrong. Try again. But after the third time, notice it says final check. If I get it wrong again, it says, oh, the answer was 0.4. I'm like, darn, I was so close. I put 0.3, not 0.4. It says, this is correct. Here's the correct answer. And it'll give you the correct answer. Press OK. This one's warning me because it says, oh, do you want to save the attempt I just got, which was 0%, or do you want to keep your best score? Well, since I was doing a similar question, I'm going to save my best score for that one. This way it doesn't get it. It still gives me credit, but it doesn't, it counts my other one wrong. So if you notice here, that's the correct answer. It said 0.4 is the answer, but it's still giving me the credit because I got it right initially. If I click it, it'll tell me what I answered. That's what the little red triangle means. So let's do this one. It says round to the nearest cent. This one I'm going to purposely get wrong. Let's say 5,724.3. Let's see if my tablet does this. Of course it doesn't. Okay, so 5,724. I'm going to get it wrong. We'll say 38. It's supposed to be 0.39. I'm going to get it wrong. Check answer. Ooh, it's like, oh, you got it wrong. I'm like, oh, darn, okay. Oh, I got it wrong again. But what I want to show you is once you do the final check, it'll ask you to do the skill builder. You don't have to do the skill builder. You can just press the X button. And notice it gave me the correct answer, 0.39. I put 0.38. You can just do similar question and try to get it right this time. So the answer for this one is 5,740.72. I got it right. So you have unlimited tries to get these problems correct. You can use the skill builder to help you do some things, but you don't have to use a skill builder. I think it just helps you do some basic skills before and helps you get up to that. I personally don't know if it works very well. You do not have to do it though. Now, say you're stuck on a question. There's this question help box up here, and there's a bunch of different options you can use. Textbook will take you to the e-textbook, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. And it'll show you questions related to this question from the e-textbook. You can use a skill builder, but here's the important one, ask my instructor. Let's click that. And what it will do is it'll send it to my email, as you can see up here. It'll send it to my email. You can change that email, like if you wanted to send it to a friend or something, you can change it and it'll send to that person instead. But it's got mine in there by default. Then you can type in whatever question, like why does it equal this and not what I put. This is the tablet, so it's just doing its best to read it. Give me as much as you can give me, like for a description on why it's wrong. Please do not, put something silly or IDK. That's all you put. I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, that doesn't tell me much. Tell me what you got and what you did, and it'll send me an email on what you said in the message, and it'll also send me the problem so I can see it in my email. I get it directly, and I'll email you directly back. Now, here's the thing. When you register for your MyMathLab account, you can use your culinary email. You can use a personal Gmail. It doesn't matter which email you use. But mind you, when it's sent to this address, I reply to you directly from that email. So it comes to this address for me. And when I hit the reply button on Microsoft Outlook or any email provider, it's going to reply to your registered Pearson account. So whatever you have on MyMathLab, if you put a Gmail account, it's going to go to that account instead of your culinary account. So I tell people, use the culinary account for your MyMathLab and your Pearson account. This way everything's linked. Just remember, when I reply, it'll go to whatever email you registered with, not necessarily your culinary one if you didn't register with that one. I'm going to X this out. And then once you're done doing some homework problems, you click Save. And there you have it. Now it says I got 2 questions right. You keep completing it. It'll give you an above completion what you have done for your current score. So if I go over to Gradebook, I believe you all have a Gradebook option on yours. You can see what you've done and everything. So 8%, I got 2 out of 25 correct. For me, I have a different Gradebook option under Instructor Tools, and I can look at everybody's grades. This one shows what I've completed. So the idea is you have unlimited tries, and all this homework is due by the end of each quiz. So when the quiz date is ended, like the last day for quiz 1, all quiz 1 stuff will be due. At the end of quiz 2's date, all quiz 2 stuff will be due. So they'll be due in increments. You have to keep up with it by the quiz dates. Then by the end of the semester, you'll have everything completed. And I may reopen it up for all y'all to fill in any little gaps. So here, quizzes and tests, I'll be putting up more quizzes and tests. I want you to note that I do have something called makeup quizzes right here. So there'll be more quizzes on here, not just quiz 4. There'll also be quiz 1, 2, and 3 since this is an online course. Now, quiz 1, 2, and 3 will be up as long as quiz 4. What I allow y'all to do is you can make up one quiz for this course. So if you do quiz 1 and it doesn't go so well, you can do a makeup quiz, and that will replace your old grade. So if you flunk quiz 1, take the makeup quiz for quiz 1, and I'll replace that grade. Thing is, though, I'll only replace one grade. So even if you do all 3, or there'll be 4 makeup quizzes for all the quizzes, I only take one of them, whichever one benefits your grade the most. So I only replace one makeup quiz, and that's just a way of kind of balancing things out. But all your quizzes and tests will be here. As you got final exam, I'm going to change all these due dates. These are not the true due dates currently for any of the homework assignments or anything. That's going to be updated. I'm still working on everything else. Now, here you can go to the e-text book. You don't have to use it. I don't ever use the e-text book, but if you ever want to use the e-text book, click the e-text and then click the e-text after that. It'll then open up a separate file or a separate tab with the e-textbook for the math portion. This isn't the cooking textbook that's opening up. It's the actual MyMathLab e-textbook that goes with all the algebra stuff. So it takes a while to load, especially on my tablet. And even on a computer, it takes a while, like a desktop computer. Loads it up, and you can go ahead and navigate anywhere you want to on the e-textbook. So you can click over here on the left side, and you can navigate all your fractions, decimals, percentages, whatever you want to do if you want to practice any problems. So feel free to navigate throughout this, do whatever you'd like. I don't use it very often at all, so it's not necessary, but I thought I'd show you all that the option is there. And that's it for MyMathLab. Just go ahead and get everything done. Sign into your MyMathLab account, like up, and get into it. And I believe that's it. I think I went over everything for the class. If y'all have any questions or concerns, remember you can always email me through this email right here. Got a low battery. Or you can message me right here. So either or works. I'll get messages here. I'll get your emails here as well. Key thing is to sign up for this MyMathLab course and keep up with it, because they'll sneak up on you. We only meet, quote unquote, one time a week, and I'll try to keep everything updated on our course meeting time, which was supposed to be on Tuesdays at 7 in the morning. I'll try to have everything up by then, and I'll communicate everything with y'all through announcements. So if you haven't looked already, I've already posted one announcement yesterday regarding, 0 replies. It doesn't tell me like if anybody's seen it or not. So I gave a little preface of the class and everything. But I put all announcements in there, so I'll put a bunch of announcements throughout. I won't actually make a lot of videos like this for our class. The videos I will be making are just for lecture videos. They aren't going to be about the class. Anything about the class, I'll put as an announcement here. So I'll be making like new topics, and you can see it here. All right, well, that brings everything to close. I don't think I'm missing anything. Try to remember, it's a little different online course versus the in-person course. That would be considered your class 1. So if y'all have any questions, concerns, whatever it may be, go ahead and ask me. I usually do more like introductions, get to know y'all, but can't really do that in person. I don't have people here in front of me. But send all your questions, concerns to the Moodle inbox or directly to my email. And I'll be putting up more lecture notes and everything throughout this course. This whole thing will be filled with more stuff. All right. Thanks, guys. Let's do it this semester. Get everything done. As long as you keep up, you're going to be fine.